This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Emily Brass. Janet Stewart is off. It's been nearly a year since the Hudson's Bay Company handed the keys to its downtown Winnipeg building to the Southern Chiefs organization. Now, the SCO is finalizing plans to redevelop the 655,000 square foot department store. CBC's Bartley Kivas got a peek inside and an update on where the project's at.
All right.
Grand Chief Jerry Daniels walks into the former Winnipeg flagship for the company that helped colonize Western Canada. Over the next 3 years, this now empty building will take on a new life as a multi-use project called Wewene Begakinagon, owned by 34 Southern Manitoba First Nations. The Southern Chiefs organization only took title to the former bay at the beginning of March. The intention is to transform this space into a living, breathing community.
We'll have trees, I think a small water fountain.
This bank of elevators, these escalators, and the entire center of the 6-story building will be carved out to make way for a floor-to-ceiling atrium. The plan calls for apartments on the 4 upper floors. Architects are still deciding what goes where on the 1st and 2nd floors. Amenities will include a Hudson's Bay Museum on the main floor, a health clinic on the 2nd, and 2 restaurants, including a new version of the paddle wheel.
I think it'll be a place that people love to be. You know, it's a place for Indigenous peoples. It's their home. You know, and I mean, it's a place they can feel welcome. It's a place that is supporting, giving them opportunity. It is a place they can lean on.
Demolition on the inside of the building should begin this summer. The SCO is about to choose contractors qualified to take the job. Transforming an old building is complicated. There are many financial risks. Gershans Guven-Issen teaches civil engineering at the University of Manitoba.
It's not uncommon to see cost overruns and delays in projects like that. But there are also successful examples as well. So it really depends on a good planning and scheduling.
The price tag on this project is $130 million. Right now, the SCO is $20 million short. One U of M architecture professor says the bigger picture, reconciliation, is more important.
All of the little miscellaneous details that come through in construction phase, those are manageable, but it's the larger cultural vision that we want to keep our sights on.
Reinforcing what the true spirit and intent of the treaties were, and that is to share and to move into the future collectively, like in a partnership, a true partnership.
Daniels hopes Wewene will open in late 2026 when the building turns 100. Bartley Kivas, CBC News, Winnipeg.
And we'll have a more in-depth tour from inside the Bay building later on in the show. If you've been hoping to one day pick up a bottle of liquor along with your groceries, you'll have to keep waiting. The NDP blocked government legislation today that could have allowed that to happen. CBC's Ian Fraze explains.
The Progressive Conservatives want liquor to be sold in more places, like maybe grocery stores. And it wants a wider array of products at beer vendors and wine stores. But those plans are now on hold. The NDP announced on Monday it's blocking those 2 government bills from passing.
What we don't want is people being able to pick up a bottle of vodka at the 7-Eleven at 2 in the morning, or having to deal with that when they take their kids there for a Slurpee after school.
Liquor and Lotteries critic Lisa Naylor framed the NDP's opposition as a matter of public safety.
We have an addictions crisis in this province, and we also are hearing across the province the issues with community safety. This is only getting worse under Premier Stephenson.
Naylor also says provincial revenues would take a hit. The minister responsible for Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries wouldn't answer questions about revenue. Instead, Andrew Smith slammed the NDP for standing in the way.
I think it's about making sure that Manitobans have more choice. Our government believes in choice for consumers and for entrepreneurs. The other side, they want a nanny state.
The official opposition has the right every spring to delay 5 bills from passing until the fall. It means these liquor bills are effectively dead if the NDP is elected in October. Ian Fraze, CBC News, Winnipeg.
It's going to take about $5 million to remove converted shipping containers from Manitoba care homes. 105 visitation pods were commissioned by the province. They offered long-term care residents a way to safely visit loved ones during the pandemic. As of March, the total for the project reached nearly $73 million. Shared Health put out a request for proposals to remove the pods and restore the grounds around them. Tender documents say work is expected to start mid-May and finish by the end of September. The Winnipeg Police Homicide Unit is investigating after human remains were found near the Red River. Police were called to the waterfront yesterday near Curtis Street and Higgins Avenue. Investigators were also seen a few blocks away on Waterfront Drive and near George Street. That's what you see in this video. It's not confirmed if the two scenes are linked. Police have not yet given any details about the person who died. They ask anyone in that area with residential or commercial video surveillance to call investigators. A 21-year-old woman faces numerous charges after RCMP say she was driving heavily intoxicated with 3 children in her car. Police got numerous calls about the woman's car last night, saying it was being driven erratically and nearly hit other vehicles on Highway 8 in the RM of West St. Paul. The woman and a female passenger had a 6-month-old boy, a 2-year-old boy, and a 3-year-old girl in the back seat. She faces a number of criminal code and Highway Traffic Act-related offenses. Well, Manitobans have been looking forward to the snow melting for months, but some homeowners barely recognize their lawns after it finally melted. CBC's Nampande Lawn Day has more on what might have been eating your lawn over the winter.
This is what Island Lakes resident Gina Remillard found underneath all of the snow in her backyard. Voles had completely eaten up her lawn.
I was a little horrified because it means a whole summer of trying to reseed and nurture the lawn again.
Voles are small, chunky, mouse-like rodents who tunnel and nest underground and like to munch on seeds and roots. They like long grass and low decks, which provide them with warmth and protection from predators in the winter. They can cause significant damage to lawns, trees, and plants.
This is essentially like their food storage. So
Susie Rayner has been doing pest control with her company, Valkyrie Pest Solutions, for 9 years. Susie says the best treatment for voles is prevention.
So eliminating the amount of vegetation in the yard, definitely do not have bird feeders because that's a surefire way to bring them in. And then just eliminating places for them to hide so that they don't have so many places to just quickly dart into.
Susie prefers what she calls mechanical solutions, like putting netting in the ground around fences and decks and trimming bushes and trees a good 2 feet up from the base. Just cutting your lawn very short before the first snowfall and getting rid of bird feeders will make a huge difference. Homeowners can also place snap traps in the voles' tunnels. And Susie says, as a last resort, they can put poison in the traps.
Homeowners can absolutely do this on their own and get control of the situation on their own without having to call in a professional. That being said, if you feel as though you've tried everything, then absolutely call someone.
That's good news for homeowners who may have had a nasty spring surprise. To repair the damage, they can rake and reseed the lawn, but make sure to place traps near any of the new pathways that the voles may be using. Nampande Lande, CBC News, Winnipeg.
More than 155,000 public servants will go on strike Wednesday if their union doesn't reach a deal with the federal government by 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. The head of the Public Service Alliance of Canada made the announcement today. Chris Aylward said he's frustrated with the state of negotiations.
Despite some progress at the bargaining table, our members are frustrated that while negotiations drag on, they continue to fall behind.
A strike by workers employed by the Canada Revenue Agency and the Treasury Board would affect many services. Those range from tax returns to passport applications and immigration application processing. The union says it's seeking wages that keep up with the cost of living, as well as better job security and other changes. Well, meteorologist John Sauder is here with us. Pretty nice day out, but
Yeah.
that's going to change soon?
It is going to change, Emily. Just, after this next few minutes here, just remember I'm just the messenger. Okay?
Right.
Just the messenger.
No angry messages for John. It's not his fault.
Yeah. Okay, let's get right to the maps, because earlier today we did have a special weather statement in effect for everywhere west of the Red River Valley, up through the Parklands region, Dauphin, areas north, almost as north as Swan River, and then right out into Saskatchewan. Now it is a winter storm watch that's in effect for all of these areas, and really talking about Tuesday night and Thursday. And yes, it is a Colorado low moving our way. This isn't part of it. What you're seeing here, a little bit of cloud in the west, a few showers up around the Parklands region, just clear sky through the north and right through the rest of southern Manitoba as well. Hardly a cloud in sight today at all, and we'll stay with the clear skies overnight tonight. Right now, the sunshine giving us a nice 7-degree high. Well, the high was actually 8. We're at 7 right now. Dew point at -6. North winds at 20. They've been gusting as high as 30 kilometers per hour through the day. But as we get into tomorrow, clouds will increase. Could start with more of a partly cloudy sky in the morning. There's 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Already starting to see the initial effects of that Colorado low moving into southern Saskatchewan, with some rain at first, changing over to snow, especially later in the day. Here's a look at 4:30 in the afternoon. We are under cloud cover. And then you look at the overnight period and into Wednesday morning, and that's when things really start to get interesting. Rain farther south, snow in the southwest, snow through Saskatchewan. You wouldn't want to be driving through Saskatchewan any time in the day on Wednesday. Here's a look at 4:30 in the afternoon, and now we've got the snow stretching right across into the east. Now, east of the Red River Valley and the Winnipeg area, not in that winter storm watch, at least right now. That just means that the snow won't reach that 10 to 15 or 20 centimeters. We'll still get some snow. A lot of this is going to melt on contact. And that's the uncertainty around this system, the track of it. If it's a little bit farther to the east, we're going to see a lot more snow farther east, and including the Red River Valley. If it tracks a little bit farther to the west as it moves up in this direction, we'll be on the warmer side of the low, and it'll be more rain than snow. But this lasts right into the middle of the night on into Thursday morning early, so kind of a 2-day event that begins on Tuesday night, depending on where you are. You go ahead to about 3 a.m. on Wednesday. We don't see much accumulation at all, and then boom, it really starts to move in. Not much farther east, but 11 in Brandon, 19 Estevan, 12 in Regina, and there's more snow to come after that. Did you see the 24 in Melita? Yeah. All right. So clear tonight, -4. Tomorrow, we start with some sunny breaks. We end up with a cloudy day at 9 degrees, east winds 20 to 30. Here's your forecast for the north. Pretty nice day, mostly a sun cloud mix, -7 in Churchill, 2 to 4 degrees elsewhere. And then we'll start to see some afternoon showers or flurries in the west, just increasing cloud for the rest of us. 9 degrees in Winnipeg, 10 in Steinbach with some afternoon clouds, a cloudy 9 in Pinawa and Lac du Bonnet, and then out into northwestern Ontario. The system just takes a while to get there. So, Emily, tomorrow, farther east, it's looking like conditions will be rather sunny, and I'll have that 7-day forecast for you coming up shortly.
Boy, it just keeps changing. Thanks, John. We'll see you later for the 7-day forecast. Well, coming up, we'll take you on a tour of the former Hudson's Bay store in downtown Winnipeg. As you heard earlier, the building is in new hands and will undergo a major transformation. We'll get a behind-the-scenes look after the break. You're watching CBC Winnipeg News. As you saw earlier in the show, CBC crews recently got a tour of the former Hudson's Bay building downtown, and we wanted to show you a bit more. The iconic department store has been shuttered since November 2020. The closure came sooner than expected because of pandemic restrictions at that time, and many didn't get a chance to see the inside one last time. As the empty space is being reimagined for its next life, we want you to take a look.
All right.
So what are we going to see today?
Well, this is the entrance when we first did the ceremony, which we have located here. We came in through these doors and had a good look at the place. It was still had lots of the old HBC, a lot of the tables and racks and stuff around here. But we had our ceremony here where Richard Baker had joined us and some of the executive of HBC and some of our chiefs and our youth and our elders all came here, and we've left it here as a sort of just to remind ourselves of the spiritual aspect of what we're doing.
When the redevelopment is complete, what will be right here? This
is actually where the space for the Center for Reconciliation. We'll have a commemorative space right here, and we have two Indigenous architects who will be doing that, Moracity and McKinney, who are working with number 10.
And what else is going to be on the main floor of this building?
So we want to have a museum right here, along maybe on the front. We're still going over the numbers on this and looking at different options. But this is where we'll have the museum space. This will be one of the main entrances for the residents here who stay on the top floors, the top 4 floors. It'll be right here, and then on the right side over here will be where the lobby is, just to the right, and we'll have 2 elevators going up here.
The main lobby. So the main entrance to the building will be from
for the people who are living here. This will be the main entrance for the people living here. They'll come in here in the evenings as well. And there'll be a sort of, a reception area for them, and this is where they will, in the evenings, for example, they'll come through these doors. We want to have 2 Indigenous restaurants here. 2 restaurants. One's the Paddle Wheel, which was here before, but we also want to have the sort of another restaurant here. We're thinking if we do make some changes that we'd want it kind of by the walkway to Portage Place.
On the second floor?
Yeah, so that there's more of sort of free flow of traffic. So that was something, but that would be on the second floor. This will be the atrium. So you can imagine these won't be here. You'll be able to look up and see the sky. And there'll be a window at the top. And we'll have trees, I think a small water fountain, our totem pole that was dedicated to the residential school survivors will be here as well. And so those are a big part of, and it'll be an open area, sort of an area for the public. And it'll, the residential, the commemoration will be here. This will be sort of more the atrium area here. We'll probably be hosting all sorts of events here. Public forums, gatherings, fundraisers, dinners, all sorts of things will occur in this space. And again, it'll be a beautiful atrium that goes right up. You can see the stars from here. This one?
Yes, please.
This floor probably won't even be here anymore, this part. But they'll be all around here will be sort of a railing. You'll be able to see downstairs from it. The restaurant would be over here is what we're thinking. And the reason for that is because this is linked to Portage Place. As you can see, the doors right over here, just right over here, the doors are over here. I mean, when you have traffic coming in, wouldn't it be nice just to walk into a restaurant, or have a restaurant like right there?
Where are we?
We're at the Paddle Wheel. This is where many people who came through this building came to eat and spend time with their families and have dinner, and we want to bring that back to the city of Winnipeg. We have great people here in the city. I mean, Feast is one example of great cuisine, Indigenous cuisine, and we want to continue to build off that and invite those who are already in the industry to come and help us make this place that is not only provides Indigenous food, but also is a welcoming place for people to come.
Still ahead, John Sauder is back with your 7-day forecast, and we'll have your daily lift. Stay with us.
Well, here's a look at some cross-Canada conditions. 14 in Regina today. Southern Saskatchewan, very warm. 16 in Saskatoon, but all of that's going to change, as you know. And remember last week when it was 29 degrees in Toronto? Well, now it's just 3 degrees in Toronto. Here is your 7-day forecast as we look at southern Manitoba and an impending Colorado low moving into the prairies for Wednesday and Thursday. Highs on those days only 2 degrees, and then we clear on Friday. It'll be windy and cold on Friday, and then sunshine takes us right through the weekend and back to double digits by Monday next week. Well, season 2 just wrapped up of the CBC competition show Best in Miniature. TV shows and social media accounts devoted to itty-bitty creations have kindled big interest lately in all things tiny.
Yes, and a Winnipeg group has devoted time to that hobby for more than 40 years now. CBC's Chloe Friesen dropped by a meeting of Meow, the miniature enthusiasts of Winnipeg.
We're the miniature enthusiasts of Winnipeg. Meow.
Meow. It's my turn to be on TV. Everything is just so fascinating when it's tiny. I even started with a tin dollhouse when I was a kid, and I used to paint all the furniture because I didn't want it just to be pink. You know, so it had to be wood furniture and whatever. And I would make little bowls and little rugs and things. And it's just, I don't know, everybody's always fascinated by tiny things, miniature things, yeah.
How long does it take you to make something like this?
This one was, I've been working on a project of my miniature houses, so this is one of 4 right now.
Okay.
So they were all based on TV and film, so I decided to do one of Bagan or the Shire. It does light up and you can look inside the front door.
Wait. Oh yeah.
And there's a little table that I put in there.
Is it a hobby or an art form that saves space?
Exactly, it does save space, and as well as, you know, the more fine you could make, the more prouder you are, because nobody can make it, right?
So it's a bit of competition who can make the item the smallest.
Yes, and the nicest.
My dollhouses, I can go and change the decor and change the furniture and do what I want in my house. I don't have to ask my husband for permission. I just do it.
You can hold it if you want.
Can I hold it?
Yeah, you can hold it.
What do you love about tiny things? What draws you to make things but small?
The more you be able to make it really small, the more fulfilling, hey, look at this, I can do this.
It's something you can do by yourself, or you can get together with a couple of friends, or you can get together in a club. And everybody has the same interest, and we share ideas, we share supplies, we do workshops, and we just enjoy each other's company. It's more of a visit than working. It's fun.
How adorable. I love the little shop at the end. I think I would need a magnifying glass to do
my
that.
fingers are too fat for
Me
anything.
too. But I admire the work. That was the CBC Winnipeg News at 6. No late night news tonight.
No, we're making room for Stanley Cup playoffs. They're right here next on CBC, and tonight it's the Panthers and the Bruins getting going, so it should be interesting.
Definitely interesting. We will be back tomorrow at 6. Hope you have a great evening.
See you later.